the short positioning in the 10 years continually gone down. It's the fourth week in a row it's decreased.
Yeah.
Even though Yellen's comments last week were seen as more dovish, what do you make of that? Because the 10-year yield really hasn't crept up at all. It's kind of it's bounced a little bit, but it's stuck there. But the positioning has gotten a lot shorter every week in December.
Yeah, I still think people are clinging to this idea that rates are going to eventually go up and that Yellen's going to move no matter what you think. There's two different ways to think about that. If in fact she did move and she did do 25 beeps, she could flatten the curve. Don't forget. That would be the nastiest growth signal that you could find. We have not had a flat yield curve in like forever. It used to be that the yield curve could invert. You'd have a recession. This is pre the Uber central planning days where America obviously needed the free market to actually work. So what would happen was that the 10s-2 spread would invert. So in other words, the short end of the curve would be higher than the long end of the curve. You'd be in a recession and then you'd buy everything. And then, of course, you'd start to see yields go the other way. You'd start to see a steepening. And a steeper yield curve is an explicit sign of growth accelerating on the margin. And in rate of change terms, a flattening curve or a compressed curve or an inverted yield curve would be a very bearish signal. So again, perversely, I think I win both ways. Again, and imagine that. That's been the story on the long bond throughout the year. So if she doesn't raise rates, I think I win. And if she does raise rates, I think she puts the U.S. into a recession. How's that? How do you like them apples? I haven't said recession, by the way, all year. That's the only way I can get to a recession is if Janet Yellen raises rates during global demand slowing and deflation. If she does that, she will be blamed for the next recession because you'll be in it in fairly short order.